Alright, first I need to go to the academy field and look for Lambert. He has a page, apparently. Whitcomb is both my trusty steed and my irreplaceable friend. No matter what may happen, the two of us can overcome it together. Let us keep our heads high, Whitcomb. Nothing shall keep us down. That was worth a page, apparently. Let's see what it says. Despite rising tensions in the Empire, he swears to overcome any obstacle with Whitcomb at his side. Alright. And that's I think that's pretty much the only page I can get for this part. What else do I need? Alright, for now I might as well just talk to my classmates and for now ignore the red markers. There's a high likelihood that the Chancellor's speech at noon will be exactly what everyone is expecting. I'm rather uncertain how my father will react to the Reformists going and starting a war. You haven't been instructed to go back home yet, have you? I received no word from my father, no. That just saves me the trouble of having to decline. That also means it's unlikely I'll be able to get in contact with my brother for some time too. Guess that's not all that's surprising. That's not all that's surprising. Rufus once told me I should think about my own position as a member of the House of Alberea. Right now, I'm considering what I ought to be doing here at the Academy. Well said. I'll see you in the classroom at noon then. We're supposed to study until the broadcast starts, but I'm way too worried for that. So are we really going to go to war? I don't know how Lambert does it. He doesn't seem fazed by any of this. Elisa, take heed. Absolutely none of this is your fault, understand? You're independent of the issues surrounding your family, and trying to shoulder that burden is pointless. Thank you, Paris. I feel relieved just to hear you say that. Well, I only say so for my own sake. How is one supposed to focus when her arrival is so visibly uneasy? I thought doing some lacrosse practice would help clear my head, but that's not going so well. I'm still so shaken that Crossbell has a weapon capable of annihilating Garrelia Fortress like that. This reminds me of something my grandfather told me. Weapons only lead to the creation of more weapons. Because you gotta make a new weapon to counter the old one, so on and so forth. I think you're wondering where all this happened because the Reinford group built those railway guns? I can understand how you feel, but none of this is your fault, you know that, right? I really do, but still. This also made me realize how heavy of a burden Mara's been shouldering on her own all this time. To be honest, I'm a little relieved that the railway guns are gone. Hey, sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. I wouldn't worry about it. There aren't any easy answers here. All we can do is stick together as a class and see what the future holds. Hey there, Felicia. This probably isn't the best time, but thanks for staying here with me. I'm glad I got you around. Likewise, besides I have other reasons to stay behind too. With my family in the Cruzen province, it's likely that I would be evacuated somewhere should war break out. And if that happens, I would never be able to return to Thors. I'd rather make my own decisions than have others do so for me. You know, sometimes it seems like you're even tougher than me. When I go home, I would be worrying constantly about you and everyone else. Being here with Emily, on the other hand, cheers me up and fills me with a sense of hope. Alright, Gymnasium. Technically, we're not club members anymore, but this seemed like a good way to keep our minds off of everything going on right now. He's still turning his head really far. Pant, pant. You better, pant, not hold back on me, Friedel. Going for a swim really does help you get your head in the right place. I'm worried about my family for sure, but there's not much I can do. All I can do is make the most of my time here. It's okay, Laura. You're the one who told me I should follow the road I believe in, right? I'm sure you'll be fine, no matter what happens. Seems as though you somewhat overestimate my abilities. But I can't think of a greater gift than your trust in me. Thank you, Monica. Seems confusion has spread throughout the Empire after what happened at Garrelia Fortress. What do duty and honor demand of us during uncertain times like these? I find myself thinking that more and more often lately. What's going to happen to us now? Don't be such a worrywart, Linde. Everything's going to be just fine. Even if things take a turn for the worst, we can just go back home, right? Yeah, you're right. Assuming your home doesn't get attacked by the terrorists or something. War seems like it's just around the corner. But if they can take out Garrelia Fortress, are they really safe here? Looks like Linde's getting nervous. So I get why, but there's no point in letting it get to you. Huh? I think I recognize her. Looks like Crossbell's locked down all its borders. I guess that explains why my brother isn't back yet. Given the political climate, however, it comes as no surprise. In fact, it's had me under the Academy's care for an entire week now. I'm just glad I found someone to fish with. But what's the plan now? You're technically engaged to my brother, right? I suppose I am, though I still find that difficult to believe. I believe I shall return home. I promised Kerrigan I would, after all. That's a bummer, but oh well. We should come back sometime. I'd love to fish with you again. You and me both, Kenneth. Until then, please take care. I think I had to do a quest for her once, and also I had to compete with her to get golden salmon. Even the flowers seem upset by this turn of events. Perhaps they sense her anxiety. There. You little flowers don't have anything to worry about. I'm thinking about raising some new flowers. What kind? They'd probably bloom around springtime if you started raising them now. Hopefully we'll actually get to see that happen. Uh-huh. Machias is probably in the chess club right about now. What's Dorothy up to? Maybe she saw what happened between me and Crow. I never expected to see Garrelia Fortress under attack like that. To make matters worse, Heimdallr's been full of protesters ever since. I was hoping to go home, but with everyone panicking like this, I can't see it happening anytime soon. So I guess all I can do is sit back, relax, and read some books. Alright, chess, what are you up to? We ended up here since we didn't have anything better to do. Do you think this is an okay place to be spending our time, though? We really can't do anything. Apparently, there are still multiple demonstrations going on in Heimdallr. My father's been able to mitigate the worst with help from the government, but there's only so much he can do. I hope he isn't pushing himself too hard. Reen? Hey Emma, I wasn't expecting to find you here. Oh, you've got Celine here there too? Well, she just kind of made her way up here. I was just giving her a little attention while I took a break. You're looking for Crow and Milliam, I take it? Yeah, I have no idea where to even start though. Those two are always up to something. Oh well, I'm sure I'll run to them eventually. Hey, good luck in your search. Hey Emma, is something bothering you? Well, it's about Crossbell. I'm concerned about any weapon that could annihilate a fortress the size of Garrelia, of course. But I'm almost more concerned about the whole sequence of events that led up to that. It almost feels like something's hand is guiding all of this to happen in a very specific way. Ouroboros, don't let it get to you, okay? I think maybe all the novels I've been reading lately have just made me paranoid. Now you raise a good point. One worth keeping in mind, I think. Anyway, I'll catch you later. As soon as I find Crow and Milliam, I'll head back to the classroom with them. Alright, I'll be waiting for you. Who else should I talk to? Did I already talk to Fee? I don't remember. Early bloom on springtime, you start raising them now. Hopefully we'll actually get to see that happen. Uh-huh. Alright. Let's see. I find myself worrying about how the children are taking all the news of late. Sister Ornella seems awfully worn out because of it all. At times like these, the very least I can do is make my way along to the church. Hopefully I'll at least be able to provide some solace to those who are suffering. It's really scary to think that a war might break out. Maybe I should go home to Mom and Dad and Ruhr. But as a super niece, I can't just leave Uncle Makarov here alone to fend for himself. It would seem that we are truly on the verge of war. Why must the world be filled with such tragedy? I joined this academy to spread the joys of love, not prepare my students for the horrors of war. Before all this, I was worried about what I was going to do after graduating. But who knows what's going to happen after the Chancellor's speech today. Sorry, we second years are supposed to be the ones supporting you first years at a time like this, not vice versa. I heard they're gathering on Vancouver Street in Heimdallr for more protests and demonstrations. My dad's been really busy too, though that doesn't come as much of a surprise. I doubt I'll have much time to just relax and enjoy good music if war breaks out, will I? Elliot. Sorry, there's not really much point in getting worried right now, huh? Besides, I've got this feeling, you know, like everything will be okay as long as Class 7 sticks together. Guess the best thing to do right now is just keep calm. Right, whatever happens, we'll stick it out together. Alright. Faculty Lounge. Well, not much we can do now but wait till noon for the Chancellor's broadcast. I'd rather not hear his voice spilling out over the airwaves, but this is too important to miss. You really don't like him, do you? He was the one who picked a fight with me, and I'm not going to let him forget it. I've got every intention of returning the favor after what he did to the Bracer Guild in Heimdallr. Just thinking about it makes me want to punch something. Maybe I should have brought a beer to the classroom after all, or maybe a whole keg. Don't look now, but Vice Principal Heinrich is giving you the evil eye. Did that instructor of yours not inform you all classes are cancelled today? You have the option of remaining within the academy for self-study or returning to your dorm until school hours are over. The contents of the speech will determine how the academy will conduct itself going forward. In order to give proper instructions, we need everyone to remain safely ensconced within the academy. Instructor Neidhart, I wasn't aware you'd return to the academy. I have, Schwarzer. It's good to see you again. Sounds like Class 7 put on quite the performance. That's very kind of... Wait, were you in Garrelia Fortress during the attack? Crossbell's mystery weapon just annihilated it. How are you alive? I was on the training grounds with the rest of the 4th Armored Division at the time. We saw something appear in the sky to the east, and the next moment the fortress was surrounded by a blinding light. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it myself. I still hardly believe it. I can't bring myself to imagine what would have happened had that life engulfed us. I'm just glad you weren't hurt. But things must be incredibly busy for the Imperial Army right now. You could say that. Garrelia Fortress was our primary stronghold in the east, so losing it has us scrambling. Especially now that Crossbell has proven itself just as much of a threat as Calvard. Which is precisely why I'm resigning from my position as an instructor at this academy. Wait, what? It wasn't an easy choice, but it's my duty as a man, as an Erebonian, to devote my all to the military in its time of need. Although I do wish I could have been here to see the festival. Instructor Neidhart, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. I'll be praying for your success and your safety. Likewise. I'm sure the future holds challenges that only you and Instructor Valentine can overcome. Know where you stand and what you are capable of, and brace yourself for whatever the future demands of you. Yes, sir. I wonder if Instructor Thomas is here too. Any last minute books? No. He's not here. Oh wait, did I talk to Gaius yet? Or I don't really care. The only thing I care about is dedicating myself completely to my work, body and soul. I'm thinking back to how I felt during our field study in Nord. I really don't want to see a war break out. Not just for Nord's sake, but for Erebonia's too. After all, this country feels like a second home to me now. Alright. I think I talked to everyone except Toa so far. Alright, I think I can just get on with the main story then. Just go to all these red markers. What's going on at the old schoolhouse?
Nothing out of the ordinary has happened here in the old schoolhouse ever since that night. We kind of ended up pushing it to the back of our minds, what with the way things have been going in Crossbell.
Wouldn't it be funny if everything just changed completely to normal?
It's unlocked. I wonder if someone's already inside.
One basement floor and that's it.
If any of the students just idly wandered in here, they'd be in real danger. I should probably take a look inside, just in case. I checked around inside of the old schoolhouse, but there didn't seem to be anyone around. But all the same, I didn't want a chance leaving anyone down there, so I decided to check the 7th floor.
Alright, who's... Boom. Seriously, we're on the 7th floor, but I can't bring anyone. Ah. Ha, 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 ha. Milliam.
Milliam?
Oh, Reen! Come to take a sneak peek too?
Is this where you've been the whole time? You do know we have class, right?
Oh. Dang, I knew I was forgetting something.
Maybe she's interested in Valimar because, like they said, Valimar seems to be made up of similar material, some kind of metal ceramic material that her robot is also made of. Maybe they created her Ergetlam.
So, what's piqued your interest?
Maybe they created Ergetlam with the intent of copying this giant metal knight, huh? Yeah.
It doesn't look like this thing has anything in common with Ergetlam.
Well, really?
I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that it might, at least a little. Not the same, but like they share some kind of underlying principle.
The underlying principle is that big robots hit hard. That's pretty much it.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I guess you wouldn't really understand without being connected. But now it makes sense why Gramps asked me to keep an eye on this place, though. I had no idea there'd be something this cool down here.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Chancellor Osborne? Did he know there was something like this here?
Not really sure. He just asked me to keep an eye on the building itself. And said to let him know if anything unusual happened. Whoopsie! That was supposed to be confidential.
But he didn't tell you more than that because he knew you would spill
So,
it.
the Chancellor has an interest in our quaint old schoolhouse, does he? We did just find out that Captain Claire is a Thors graduate, but...
Hey, what you thinking about?
Say, Milliam, was investigating the old schoolhouse the reason you enrolled at the academy?
Well, sorta, but it was more of a side thing. There was a more important reason, but that kinda stopped being a concern. So I guess it's just this now.
Something more important than this?
More important than a giant robot at the bottom of the schoolhouse.
Not sure what she's getting at. Doesn't sound like she's trying to hide something important from you, though.
Oh yeah, it's almost time for Gramps' speech, isn't it? I guess I should head back and listen to him drone on.
Oh, so you already knew about that. We were all planning to listen in the classroom.
Sweet, I'll just listen with you guys then. What are we waiting for. Let's go!
Nothing keeps you down for long, does it?
Now to look for Crow.
You haven't seen Crow around anywhere, have you?
Huh? Nope. Is he cutting class too?
Well, he's probably just hiding out somewhere on campus.
Guess it'd be a good idea to ask around. Mind if I come with you?
Be my guest.
Okay, she's now in my party.
I've got this!
My turn! There!
My giant robot against yours. Hiya.
There!
Just because you're bigger doesn't mean you're better. Ha! Ha!
There!
Well, so much for that. Still kind of knowing how I can't walk around it easily. I try. It's practically like another NPC following me. Dang it! Even back in the original trilogy, it was possible to just walk past your party members. So why can't we do it here? What if Milliam accidentally got herself stuck in a corner or something? Or a narrow passageway and we couldn't get past Ergetlam. Anyways, now I already searched for Milliam, and now I need to find Crow. I guess let's start with
I still can't believe
George.
there's a weapon out there powerful enough to level Garrelia Fortress like that. I didn't think you could get much more powerful than those railway guns.
Yeah, having seen the railway guns in person, I can hardly believe it myself. There are rumors that whatever that weapon is, it's managed to fend off the armored divisions several times, too.
Still, I can't help but wonder what the Chancellor's gonna say in his national address. Whatever it is, I have a feeling that it's gonna shake up some things around here. This is a military academy after all. Who knows? We might even see active duty. Even as an engineer, I doubt they'd make an exception for me. Could be that my lazy days tinkering with orbital bikes are numbered.
Oh, don't say that, George.
Well, no point stressing out too much about the future till we're there. Didn't mean to be a downer about it. Go on and listen to the broadcast, but don't worry yourself too much. This country may go through a lot in the coming years, but ultimately, we have a say in our future.
That's a good way to look at it. I don't want to look away from what's happening. We have to be aware of our present to take charge of our future. But anyway, you wouldn't happen to know where Crow is, would you? He hasn't shown up to class today.
Crow? Can't say that I do.
what are these this dialect changes if you go to Milliam first?
He came by yesterday with a box of things he'd borrowed from me, but he never mentioned having any plans today.
Dang. Anyway, I'll keep asking around to see if anyone else knows where he is.
Well, knowing Crow, he's probably just wandering around somewhere. Just keep looking around and I'm sure you'll run into him.
Righto!
That's it? Oh well. Next up is Toa. Wait. Engineering building. Yeah, I still can't really make much from him right now, can I? Oh well. It's the end of the game. I'm not even going to bother trying to get any additional bonuses or get every achievement, though. No, a shame. Wait, do pages carry over to the next game? If it does, maybe I should just go for another run of this. That will take a while. Even if I skip all the cutscenes and carry over my levels and everything, it could still take a long time. Just to make sure I get every last page. Pretty sure only quests matter, and maybe Link experience, but who knows? There's save here.
Oh, Reen.
I figured I could find you here.
Yep. The student council will be passing out radios for every classroom, so I'm trying to figure that out at the moment. Are you guys planning on listening to the Chancellor's statement too?
How could we not? He's supposed to be addressing the entire country, after all.
Yeah. Whatever it's about, it's going to be something big. I don't think anyone could have imagined the relationship between Crossbell and Erebonia going south like this. I sure hope Angie's okay. What with all of this political turmoil right now.
Toa.
Sorry about that. I'm the student council president. I need to stay focused on what's going on right here, right now. Angie would laugh at me if she could see me getting distracted over her anyway.
That's right. You've got to focus on getting through this. Still, don't try to take on more than you can handle. I'm not the only one ready to give you a hand if you need it.
Will do. Thanks. Oh yeah, why were you looking for me in the first place?
Right. I almost forgot. Do you have any idea where Crow might have gone?
Crow? Nope. I'm afraid not. He didn't mention that he had to go anywhere when I talked to him yesterday, at least.
Was yesterday the last time you saw him?
Yeah. He was giving me back some of the stuff he'd borrowed from me since graduation's getting so close. That was nice of him, but then he gave me everything he borrowed from Angie, too.
Oh, that's suspicious.
It's only polite to give back the stuff you borrowed in person. Now it's more work for me.
Well, that's a very Crow thing to do. But George hasn't seen him either. Maybe he went into town for some reason.
Maybe. Want to try looking around Trista for him then? I'll help.
Good idea. We're not getting anywhere just searching the academy. All right, let's get going.
Oh, but make sure you're back in your classroom by noon, okay? Righto!
Alright, now I have to go to the front gate. Don't let yourselves get too nervous. Every last one of you is a valuable part of this academy. Nobody knows what will happen in the future, but there's no sense in worrying about it now.
Go!
And I still can't teleport to Trista, huh? Maybe he's in the auditorium? No. Oh boy.
Okay, so are we gonna track down Crow?
Might as well. I guess we should start with the dorms first. Maybe Sharon knows where he's gone.
Okie dokie!
Yeah, meanwhile, let's search his room for additional porn. Oh, now I can go to any of the shops I want. Anything to say? It's been a few days since Crossbell declared independence. Guess the Chancellor's just about to make his move. He's not exactly known for holding back when he means business. For better or worse, things are gonna start happening, and fast. That's what I'm afraid of. Hey, don't get so down, kid. I ain't proud of it, but I get stuff wrong all the time. This might be the same deal. Seems like he's actually trying to cheer me up. Well, no point in getting any more of this, I think. Our company's taking a bit of a hit due to the IBC asset freeze. But that hit became a wound when they stopped the Transcontinental Railroad. We've been using airships to bring stuff in from Liberal, but there's only so much they can carry. I'll probably base my next moves on what we hear during this speech. Things aren't looking too good right now. The Transcontinental Railroad's been stopped, so the government might have to buy vegetables and crops in directly. My dad in Celtic's a wholesaler, so he's panicking like mental too. The Grand Market's doing hee-haw now thanks to this, so it's safe to say that commerce in general is no looking good. Curiosity, is everyone mostly filled out on CP? Suddenly they're not in my party, so I can't just rest here to fill them back up. I managed to do a little bit of fishing with Reen to fill them back up to 200. Let's go to the station. Okay. Let's go on the highway. We never go out on the highway except for a few bonding events, and that's it. Everyone I talk to nowadays seems so sad. It's kind of depressing. I can't let them get me down. I've got to stay on my toes. I'll cheer everyone up by giving them my brightest smile when they come in. The current stage of affairs has caused many people to come here and offer their prayers. The Septine Church is an advocate of peace and rationality. In times like these, we must do all we can. Let us pray so that ideals may save our sinful souls. Monk! I've got my own radio, so I'll be listening to the speech in my room. I heard Chancellor's got a great voice, but to be honest, the only one I want to hear right now is Misty's. Why couldn't they have just had her do the announcement? This situation has all of us incredibly worried. But even so, we can't let it get us down. There's still lots left for us to do, so I'll get back to helping Toa once I've calmed down a bit. She said she'll be distributing orbital radios throughout the academy, so I might be able to help her with that. Still can't go up. Probably because they didn't even... I wonder if they even made a map of the upper floors. Most of the upper class students have returned home. I'm sure the lower class students will follow suit if war breaks out. But if that happens, what's going to become of the academy? Perhaps I should push those thoughts from my mind. I'm sure my worrying won't help matters. Orders strictly demand I return home. However, I cannot heed such a command. I am the graceful and noble Vincent Floral. One such as I could never flee if it meant leaving his beloved sister behind. Lady Ferris has declared in no uncertain terms she will not be leaving the academy. As a maid of the Floral family, it is my duty to heed the wishes of both Lady Ferris and Master Vincent. With that in mind, it seems we will remain at Forest for a little while longer. Is Patrick on here too? Seems they did partially map it out, but not much. Not by much, huh? Yeah. Maybe in the second game I'll be able to actually go in there. Oh, there is an Imperial Chronicle that I missed. And now I got the achievement for getting all the books. Nice. That was close, I almost missed it. Yeah. Strangely, the guide did not mention it at all. Yeah. That's I really need to reduce my dependency on the guide, otherwise I will miss the stuff the guide misses. I need to be more paranoid by myself. A bluish-white barrier? Doesn't that sound kind of familiar? We had a bluish-white barrier around the old schoolhouse. That's not good. Anything from Lesage? Not really. They haven't updated their stock in years. They closed the office for today, so I just got back. I'm glad I get to listen to the big speech at home at least. All signs are pointing to those rumors I've heard being true, though. There's an awful lot to be worried about these days, especially the increasing number of demonstrations in Heimdallr. I put on a brave face for my husband, but it gets scarier to watch him leave for work every day. No matter what Chancellor Osborne has to say, I just want my husband to stay by my side. Alright, back into the dorms we go.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to see either of you back so early. Welcome home.
Hello again, Sharon?
We're back!
Oh, it seems all of your classes have been cancelled today. I heard from Lady Sarah that you would be remaining on the campus, though.
Well, that was the plan. Say, Crow hasn't been back here, has he?
Master Crow? Well, actually, he just
Huh?
returned a short while ago.
Really?
Oh, he did?
Indeed. However, I don't believe he stayed long. It seems he was here just long enough to go to his room, then he left again.
Sounds like we just missed him. Maybe he forgot something here and came back to pick it up?
I don't know. Should we check his room just in case?
Yeah, might as well while we're here.
Well, if you need anything, just let me know.
Alright. Let's see. He cleaned it out pretty well. He even took down the poster of that girl in
Looks
the
like
bikini.
he did go out then. Still, don't you think his room's awfully tidy? I mean, for Crow.
Well, he was supposed to be moving out of here fairly soon. He must have been doing some cleaning. Anyway, it's almost noon. I guess we just have to head back to the classroom empty-handed for now.
Yep, it's almost time for Gramps' speech. Still, I wonder where Crow went.
Yeah. There's nowhere else around here I haven't checked, is there?
Any porn under that bed? Come on. They won't let me see it easily. Everyone seems to have a spare weapon in their room, huh? Okay, return to the academy. Oh, I cannot teleport back. I have to manually...
Oh, it's you.
Patrick?
Patrick, what are you doing here?
I couldn't find you all morning.
I thought you would have gone back home.
Well, we don't have any classes today, so I was just resting in my room. Sure, I've been told to return home, repeatedly at this point. But as a member of the four great houses, what dignity would I have were I to turn tail and run home at a time like this? Don't underestimate me, Schwarzer.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't dream of it. Is Class 1 planning on listening to the national address too?
We are. Personally, I can't stand the man, but we are in the middle of a national crisis. Those of us who elected to remain at the academy are having a radio set up to hear the broadcast together.
Right.
You've got some strange classmates, though. Especially that second year.
Oh, did you see Crow?
I know Heimdallr's not all that far from Trista, but I'm not sure why he'd bother going to hear the speech in person.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
That Crow fellow. I met him outside the station this morning.
Huh, really?
Oh, he didn't tell you?
That's very suspicious.
When I inquired, he said he wanted to hear the Chancellor's speech in person.
Huh. I wouldn't have expected him to suddenly take an interest in politics. Well, at least we know where he went now.
I haven't a clue what you're babbling on about. Anyway, it's almost noon now. Shouldn't you be running along? You'll miss the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's get going, Milliam. Everyone else is waiting in the classroom.
Okay.
Okay, back to the classroom. Cutoff point. Alright, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe.